Happening right now in CBS Sports HQ, an Orange Bowl presser from a Michigan perspective. Cade McNamara and Hassan Haskins.
Hospitality by the Orange Bowl, and I think, so far we've enjoyed our time, but also taken a level of seriousness, to this week. Obviously we're playing for a championship. It's not just a common bowl game. So I think, the team is serious, and so far this week we've had a good week of practice.
Our next question for Max Goldwasser. Go ahead, Max. Max, unmute your line if you're ready.
There, figured it out. Okay, yeah, this one's for Cade. So you talk about competing eventually for a national championship. The last quarterback to do that with Michigan was none other than Tom Brady. Have you spoken to him at all? And if so, what's he telling you?
I haven't spoken to him quite recently. I spoke to him when I did, the shoot for the Brady brand. But other than that, I haven't spoken to him.
The next question for Lainey Higgins. Go ahead, Lainey.
Hey there, guys. Thanks for doing this. I had a question just kind of about how this matchup is going to shake out. Because obviously, Georgia's defense has been heralded as one of the best in the nation. But at the same time, you guys are going to be playing behind an offensive line that just won the Joe Moore Award. So I was wondering if you could kind of walk me through how you think your offense matches up against, the front seven and the secondary that you'll be facing on Friday.
Yeah, we're well aware that, that they're, especially their front in their box is, very talented, but I think, the heart and soul of our offense is our O-line. And I think if anyone's in the country is going to block them, it's going to be our dudes. So, I think we size up well to them. And I think, obviously it'll be a good challenge, but, we're looking forward to it.
And next question for Jennifer Hammond. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Hi, I am unmuted. Can you both hear me, Hassan and Cade?
Yeah, we can.
Hello, Jennifer Hammond, Fox 2 Detroit. I'm going to ask this question, and I would like each of you both to answer it. And Hassan, we can start with you. Just give me a sense of some of the things you guys have been doing down here and what it means for team building and bonding. I know that we've heard a lot this season about this being a very close-knit team. Tell me what it's been like just to be down here together and working towards this goal on Friday. And then also a follow-up that I'm going to ask before we even get to that. Can you also just talk to me a little bit about the emotions of your coach and what he's been saying to you? So if you can just start with the team building. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. It's just a blessing to be down here, with the team and this great weather out here in Florida. And we just did like different events, like Kay said earlier, we just did team bonding. Like we went to the beach one day and we just did different events like that, so they're definitely bringing the team closer and just bonding, so that's pretty much it. And the second question, what was your second question again? Yeah.
My second question, sorry, they muted me. The second question was about coach and what his demeanor has been like and how he has kind of approached the week with you guys. Is he asking you to enjoy the ride and enjoy it? And also I would love Cade to follow up on both questions too. Thank you.
All right, yeah, his demeanor been the same. We still got a game to play. So, we still got to take things serious, but try to enjoy our time when we can. But when we need to lock in, we need to lock in. So that's pretty much his demeanor, and so.
As far as the team and its bonding so far, I think as you mentioned, this team is a super close-knit team. We really enjoy being with each other, and I think this week has done nothing but help us grow in that fashion. We've as H2 mentioned, that we've done a lot of events. We've spent a lot of time, whether that was the beach or in the game room, and I think truly these dudes really enjoy being around each other. And I think as we're coming up to the last month of our season, we're trying to make the most out of those moments because obviously this team will never be the same after this. And as far as Coach Harbaugh, same as what H2 said, he's been exactly the same. His demeanor has been serious, and we're taking a level of we're taking, preparation at the highest extent. So, I appreciate that from him.
Okay, next question's from John Neo. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Hassan, I was asking some of your teammates this the other day, but if you could pick one highlight of yours this season to show to an NFL GM, what would it be and why? And then, Cade, I guess since you've sort of had the best seat in the house watching him run, do you have a favorite from this season?
I mean, it's so many plays, you know. Let me see. It's so many that I can pick from, but probably one of mine from this season is probably let me see, probably just the whole O State game. You know, that was a so real moment. You know, and it was a fun moment. You know, so that probably that whole game, to be honest. You know, so that's probably my pick.
Yeah, I think H2 has set some huge plays for us as a team. You know, his contribution to this team is so big, and especially this offense. And I mean, to narrow it down to one play, it's pretty tough. But you know, one that sticks out in my mind is his hurdle against Nebraska. I thought that was pretty sick.
Our next question for Tim Reynolds. Go ahead, Tim.
Good morning, guys. Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press here in Miami. My question's for Hassan. You guys have probably noticed that it's a little warm down here, a little humid down here. How much have coaches been talking to you about hydration and kind of going back to almost like training camp kind of mentality on that front with it, because it's going to be the warmest game you guys have played in a while?
Hey, most definitely. You tell us stay hydrated. You know, drink water, and we just during practice we just get in that. Just try to get used to the weather and the humid and all that and things like that. You know, so we just he keep telling us that, you know, drinking water and stuff like that. So we definitely been doing that, and you know, we getting used to the humid and the heat. So.
Cade McNamara and Hassan Haskins there, as we are joined by Dennis Dodd as we prepare for this Orange Bowl coming up, a big matchup between Georgia and Michigan. Hearing from these players with Michigan, what points stuck out the most to you there?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any new ground broken there, but they did kind of get behind, you know, the Joe Moore Award, which we were talking about. Michigan supposedly had the best offensive line in the country this year, and it kind of went under the radar. It's a great award. It's gone LSU, Alabama, Michigan. Yeah, LSU, yeah, Alabama last year. You know, Michigan, I'm not saying they didn't deserve it. I'm just saying it was kind of a surprise when you had all these other high-powered teams out there. Michigan is what Michigan was supposed to be under Harbaugh for 7 years. They finally got it right this year with a plodding running game. Before our eyes, Cade McNamara went from a game manager to a factor. He had 400 yards passing against Michigan State. Now, admittedly, Michigan State had the worst pass defense in the country in that game where Kenneth Walker had 5 touchdowns. But that was overlooked, I think, in that game. He can make plays. Cornelius Johnson, A.J. Henning averages 18 yards a rush. This Michigan offense will set you up. I was with our producer at that Ohio State game, and I turned to him and I said, watch this. They're going to do play action. Run, 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 play action. Run, 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 flea flicker. Run, 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 something around the edge, a reverse. That's what they're going to try to do to Georgia, who they've kind of dared in these press conferences leading up to this. We want to play it in the trenches. Let's see who's mano a mano. No surprise, but I think it's going to be fascinating to watch that. A lot of this is on Jordan Davis, who was not good in that SEC championship game.
It's interesting, Dennis, because before the season started, I think a lot of people thought Georgia would be here, which they are. And we talk about sort of a Cinderella in Cincinnati. However, the Bearcats were actually 80-1 preseason odds. Michigan 100-1. So an actually bigger long shot to get to this point. What do you think it means for that program, which I think finally got over the Ohio State bump as well?
Yeah, there's the Harbaugh angle. 2-4 last year, tied his worst record. I think he had with Stanford as a college coach, 4-8, at least winning percentage-wise. But I think it started when he renegotiated that contract. He humbled himself. The A.D. Ward manual came to him, cut your salary by half, incentive-based, and you go forward. Now he's the best bargain in college football, considering where they are. And nobody saw this coming. Look, nobody saw a run like this by Michigan, but you have a lot of senior players. Aiden Hutchinson, obviously, maybe the #1 player in the draft. Nobody knew his name before this season. He had an ankle injury last year and barely played. You had Cade McNamara, who was again, a game manager, pretty good, but they've mixed in J.J. McCarthy. That's another guy to watch in this game Friday. He's going to be mixed in a lot, the freshman. And the defense was pretty good, and they ran the ball pretty good. Hassan Haskins was a backup to Blake Corum early in the season. He was the home run hitter. Then he got hurt. Hassan Haskins takes over as the main guy. 20 touchdowns on the ground, and now Blake Corum is healthy from the ankle. Watch him. That's a two-headed monster in the backfield. So it just all came together at the right time.
When you look at what the coaches are saying out there, you're saying real quick that this is going to be a smash mouth, in the trenches. How do you think it's going to play out, real quick?
I think it gives Michigan a chance because best offensive line, Georgia has something to prove, at least in that front four, front seven. We don't know which way it's going to go, but I, as a betting man, and we'll talk about this forever, it's going to be under the number.
All right, and they're catching 7.5 points down here in South Florida, Miami Gardens at Hard Rock there again in this game for the college football playoff. Dennis, certainly appreciate it. Going to be with us all day long. We have more CBS Sports HQ coming up after the break.